check. 1, 2. One, two. 1, 2. 1, 2. Well, you can hear me. Hi, you're with Scott. I had to lean down to the microphone like that. Let's do this. Hi, you're with Scott. This is Battery Exhausted, my channel. This is Ganji Kid, my stream. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear and your left ear. This is mono. Yeah, hi. Hi. Let's pop you out. Pop out chat. Going to play some Earthbound because it's Sunday and got through a week without doing any. So let's get Earthbound on and I'll start the chat. Switch on the old Super Nintendo. Let's see if I can make this work. Let's load up Earthbound. Here we are. I don't know why I'm sat so far over to this side. Oh, I must have moved the camera slightly, that's why. What must be happening? That'll do, won't it? Whoa! No, we don't do this. Reset that. This is what we want. We're in the hotel. And I don't know if you can hear, but my neighbour over there is playing some quite loud music. But it might not be quite loud enough for you to hear, but I can just hear it through the wall. And I just want to move my windows around a little bit and just adjust a couple of things. Trying to adjust the frame here of this. No, it's not working. There we go, that's worked, hasn't it? There we go, that's maybe a bit thinner in the frame. Shift a little chat around, give me some headroom. Okay. We're on. And if you remember what we're up to in Earthbound, is we've bought some better kit recently. We've got a better bat, a better bracelet and a better cap. And that's allowed us to beat down the gang in town. And now we're ready to head Giant Step. I can't exactly remember if we did the town hall yet, but hello, my sister. I moderate my sister. Hello. Has that come up on the... Yeah, that's come up on the chat. Good. Yeah. Having a bit of an existential crisis today as well, because... I don't know, I did a lot of editing, a lot of work on the old videos. Let's just pop in the town hall. And I don't know, I feel like I did a lot of work, like in terms of, we were talking the other day about sustainability and stuff. Did like a full-time job worth of editing this weekend, crammed it in and got out some videos. And then, I don't know, did I have enough response? Yeah. I need to go and talk to the mayor, don't I? I don't know, I just don't know if I'm doing the right thing. That's what it is. And you're never going to know, are you? Unless you get some sort of explosive success, YouTube and Twitch. I don't think this is going to work that way for us. I don't think we're going to get sort of some viral, thing happen and huge number, big raid, big celebration. Like, I think we're going to have to go steady, step by step, which I'm okay with. But what it does mean is that as you take those little steps, you get a few positive comments, a few people say nice things. You get some lose subscribers all over here and there on my other channels on the YouTube. People don't like on True Binaural and ASMR that I'm uploading content that's not just purely whispered ASMR, but that's a good home for the Mental Health Monday stuff. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I feel like every step I make, I get some positive feedback and a little bit of negative feedback, and just feel like I'm treading water, maybe. But maybe that's the thing with this. Maybe that's just me and my mental health. But yeah, so feeling a bit unsure today. So just thought we'd get some Earthbound done. Oh, dodge the policeman. Let's talk to the man at the desk.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Mr. Bapty. Hey, I'm Mayor B.H. Perkle. It's so nice to meet you.
Bit of a nose on him, hasn't he?
You beat up the town bullies.
I've got a bit of a nose on me. Punched them out big time, kicked their butts, bit their heads off. Well, I didn't do that, but spit in their eyes and made them wet their pants. That's getting a bit... Then you force them to promise to not make any more trouble. Thank you. Yeah. I didn't do it all by force. I tried to do it with coercion and like pleasantries, but we did have to do some fighting because one of them tried to stab me. What, you want a key to the touring entertainer's shack? For someone as great as you, giving the key could help keep the town peaceful. However, if you encounter a dangerous situation, please don't ask me to take any responsibility. Nice, just like a politician. I'll be able to avoid any responsibility, right? Yeah, exactly like a politician. My local politician, where I live, Nadim Zahawi, he managed to filter off electricity from his stables business to his... he literally had the wiring done so that the meter in his private business, his horsey stables, was running into his electricity that the taxpayer paid for at his residence, and he got caught doing it. They found out that he was cheating the system in that way with illegal electricity, and they found it out, and he was able to just go, oh, it was a mistake, I didn't realise. What a mistake to make her. And he got away with it. My local MP. He's not just my local MP, he's also the Minister of Business in the UK now, because he's in with all those Tory lot. I don't know what he did or what he did to get in. I think it was some money given out to some people, wasn't there? But donations to the party and all that. But I don't know. Do I? I think that. But he managed to do it. The thing is that if he was daft enough to make that mistake, if it was an honest mistake, then he shouldn't be in charge of stuff as a politician, because he makes bad mistakes. And if he wasn't making bad mistakes, then he was deliberately doing it and maybe shouldn't be in charge of stuff. But anyway, look, he's going to avoid any responsibility. I'm a smart kid. Here's the shack key. Let's go. Let's go. I've got the key to the shack. Just the way I'm feeling today. I didn't talk to either of those two other people in the room. I'm not talking to her at the desk. I just don't feel like talking. Maybe playing a game where a great majority of the information will be uncovered through talking to the other NPCs, non-player characters. That someone like me who's not feeling very sociable today, who's questioning their own judgment and direction in life again, who's angsting over their own output. I'm not the ideal person to be talking to all the NPCs, am I? Not on a Sunday like this. There's a snakey. Snakies are easy, they just run away. So maybe I shouldn't attack them. Oh no, I'm not attacking them, I'm taming them. And they're getting a benefit from that. Alright, travelling entertainers, I've got your key. Yeah. You can come in with me now, I've got the key, look. Haven't I? Key to the shack, yeah, look. I used the key to the shack, it opened. Think I can give it to them? Talk to... Wow, you opened the door. Alright, here's a trinket for good luck. It's the travel charm. Should we equip that? If I knew how. That's the map. We think you're doing a great job, thanks, but you're my sister and you're going to say nice things. But the results of views and in the court of public opinion via YouTube. This is another thing I'm questioning. Should I be streaming on YouTube and not Twitch? Because Twitch is the stream platform, but YouTube's growing and, you know, trying to push that direction. I've already got a presence on YouTube, but then if I do that, I can't do this. It's just, oh, yeah. I don't know. The best thing to do is to keep doing it, isn't it? Is to sit down and do something. And we need to keep playing Earthbound, and it's Sunday, so let's have a little go at this. Let's get an hour of this out. Let's walk the dog. Let's come back, feel more positive, and, you know, keep at it. That's what we talked about in Mental Health Monday. I'm not talking to the bed. I'm checking it. No problem here. Well, it looks pretty... Frank trashed this place, apparently, but I can't take anything from here. I can only just go through... He must have kicked the hole in the back. That must have been what he did. Now, I'm a bit worried that we're going to find some baddie, some giant ant. Maybe I'm not prepared, but I do have... Open up the menu. Goods. I've got bags of fries, cans of juice. I've got a travel charm. Let's... Use, give, drop, help. No. What? Equip. Arms. None. Oh, so it's not an equipper. A body, is it? Travel charm. There we go. Now fully equipped. And let's eat some goods. Bag of fries. Bag of chips. Use. I ate them. 21 HP. H with an A. HP. And there we go. No, I say bad things about you too. Yeah. What the... I didn't... Hey, if I'd have known that was a baddie that was attacking me, I could have turned around. But the attack slug and its cohorts have now got a sneaky attack on me. 2 HP. Hypnosis! I've got Psi, Offense, haven't I? No. I've got Recover and a Hypnosis. I'm going to bash them. Oh, I've got to bash them one by one. This will take a while then. But they're only just going to chip damage me, aren't they? We call it chip damage when it's just a little bit of damage at a time. Chip damage, that's a Hearthstone term. All adds up though. Yeah, I thought the people on the ASMR channel, because I uploaded this like sort of wacky, chaotic edit for fun. I did a Sisyphus. We know about the Sisyphus thing, don't we? Attack. Attack it, he became tame. I'm just going to lean down over here for a second. Well, I do nothing naughty. On Twitch. So, yeah, I just thought that generally, in general, my ASMR community, and the people that watch my videos might be pleased just to see that I'm back in the saddle, and even if I'm not doing exactly the kind of format of video they want most, at least I'm, you know, getting back in the saddle. And I think generally they did. But I do have this regular repeating theme on that channel of people who comment and just say, can you please make the old videos the way you used to? And it's like... It's a weird thing because, yeah, I get it, you like those old videos. I'm trying to experiment and push forward and, you know, I don't feel to make repeating the same video over and over again. I kind of moved on from that, but the ASMR world has changed as well. And there are so many people out there. I moan about, you know, the negative things in the ASMR world sometimes, but there are so many good people out there, so many really good channels. And I mean, I discovered a new one last night that was... straight. I'm going to say this because it makes me sound arrogant. Some elements were cloned from my channel. I looked through their old videos and saw their change in set design to my early set design with the lights behind the lava lamp. I'm not naming any names, but this other artist also does hypnosis, cognitive behavioral therapy, and like basically the same format of video with the same set design. And like, it was like, wow, you've either watched my videos and thought that's good, I'll use that, or you've come up with the same idea organically some 5 or 6 years later, fine. But what it means to me is that there's somebody out there producing a video that, you know, if you're asking me, can you produce that same old video again? Well, I don't need to, because there's 50 other people out there doing it. and they're getting the views, and they're doing it every week, and they're really into it because it's their, like, you know, exciting thing that they're making money off. So they're winning that like market share, that audience. You know, people are looking at them. So if I put in all that effort to do the same thing as I did 5 years ago, I only get 100 views, and it doesn't matter. And you can still find that content out there on YouTube that I didn't do, that other people do. You know, you can still enjoy ASMR. You don't, like, I did things that made a difference early when it was niche and underground. Now it's mass market and mainstream, and those ideas have either taken hold in the community or been cast aside. You know, new norms are being created, whatever. Some of my ideas, some, not just my ideas, you know, the way the all of us talked and shared ideas and developed an ASMR style. Some of those have, you know, become quite mainstream, normal things. So what do I have to bring now? You know, what do I have to bring? Well, I've got new ideas. I've got different ideas from what's being produced at the moment. It might not be the most popular, but then I didn't ever do any of this for being popular, did I? Because I did a niche thing that was, you know, not mainstream. So I'm quite happy to do that. I've got a big idea that we're going to do on stream with our Ganji Puko Warrior crew, which I can't reveal until we do it, because otherwise I'll have said it and then someone else can do it and they'll think, you know, I want to be the first one to do my idea so people can go, oh wow, you know, you're the clever one with the new idea. Like, arrogance, that is, isn't it? But yeah, you know, I don't want other people to sort of steal my thunder in that aspect. And like I say, I'm not getting any big views or recognition for anything that I've done, so why would I want to keep doing it over and over again? But yeah, that's the thing that keeps getting brought up. Can you please do an old ASMR whisper video thing? And I don't know. I still will. You know, I still will. It'll become, as we progress and keep producing and, you know, setting things up and doing things, the old dummy heads over there. So, you know, it will happen at some stage, but will it become my main focus in the next few weeks? No, I don't think so. I think we keep expanding and experimenting with stream. And if you are a Ganji Puko warrior, you know what, I'm just clicking on the wrong windows now. Oh my days, I've lost the chat. There's the chat. Just gonna shuffle the chat around. If you are a Ganji Puko warrior, then look forward to this, right? I've got a really cool, I'll say it's cool, I'll claim it myself, I'll say it's cool. And I've got a cool idea that we can do to, I've always thought, what can I do? Shall I keep playing and talking? It's hard for me to play and talk. I've always thought, what can I do as a reward? You know, I've had new people sign up to my Patreon, old friends and new supporters sign up to my Patreon recently, and I'm really grateful, like really grateful. It means such a... Whoa, the mouse smashed. I got smashed by a mouse. Someone in hospital told me they got smashed by a mouse. Now I'm fighting the same mouse that smashed them. Oh, thank F for that, we tamed the rowdy mouse. So what I've always thought is, the problem is I don't want to do exclusive things, like because it takes me, like, let's say making an ASMR video takes me about 3 to 5 days of thinking, scripting, planning, minimum. Like some of the bigger projects, the more elaborate things I've done more behind the scenes, testing, experimenting. So it takes me a while to set things up. You don't just, well, some people do, but I don't just do things off the cuff. I like to script things and think about what I'm going to be saying, how I'm going to be saying it, what the aim is, and, you know, if there's anything clever I can do. This channel that I was talking about that seems to have lifted my set design from my old videos. They've also done, I don't know if everyone telling all the secrets now, but this is what it's about. Secrets on this stream that not everyone gets to hear, that only the Puko Warrior crew gets to hear. At the start of the videos, I use that Zelda sound, and people complain, oh, you've used something that's copyright, and you're not, you know, you don't think people should be able to use your video because of copyright. In an ideal world, I don't think there should be any copyright. We should be able to just share works and work with them. But there was some other context to that. But the point is that I'm talking about the Zelda sound. The reason I use it is because it's a neuro-linguistic cue. It's a hypnotic piece of programming. It's a part of cognitive behavioural therapy theory, which is that, I mean, this is simple. That if you do something nice that you enjoy and there's a sound associated with it, or another sensory input associated, when you are reminded of that sensory input, when that sound is played again, Pavlovian response, you get that brain process, thought process that takes you an increase in dopamine, an expectation of the happy event. So I always use that Zelda sound because it keys in. It's something unique. Well, it's not unique to me, but you know, within the ASMR community at the time, it was unique to my video as that opening sound, and it does that it does that thing of that's something I like. I'm about to enjoy. I used the thing of opening up a chest as well. I specifically use that one. Yeah, my alert title. I don't know, man. I don't know what to write in these stream alert titles. I don't even know if anyone sees them. But yeah, so I used that sound so that it created that thing. It's this little trick, but there's lots of little tricks all throughout all the videos. That's part of the content. Is it's learning about the way the brain works. It's learning about hypnosis. It's learning about dopamine triggers and things like that, in order to make a really good ASMR video, in order to give you a really pleasant experience, or a really strong experience, I should say. So I do that at the start of my videos. This other person that I was watching last night, in their video, when they did their cup of tea, there was the sound of the kettle and the ding 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 on the tea. And I thought, that's clever. That's what I do. But you've done it with tea. So you've taken my idea. Well, not my idea. I didn't create the idea of Pavlovian response, but I was probably the first ASMR artist to use it at the start of my videos as a repeating theme, as a part of hypnotic induction. But this other person who does understand these things, they're a psychologist, so they saw what I was doing. Maybe they didn't see my video. Maybe they got the same idea from somewhere else. Maybe they got all 6 of my ideas from somewhere else and was able to put them together in the same way that I do. I'm kind of pleased about it in a way, because this is somebody else doing this work now, and I don't have to keep making these videos. They can do it for me. They're good at it. They do good meditations and good hypnosis. I don't like the fact they're trying to sell things on the bottom of their videos, which I don't do. And I don't like the fact that they're not crediting me with the ideas they've had, if indeed they did, get the ideas from me. Mind you, I mean, I've got a couple of my videos are among the most watched videos of the early ASMR world, aren't they? In ways, not in the millions of views, but I've got a couple that hit the hundreds of thousands and made an impression on the community. So, and then obviously people like Raffy Taffy watched my videos, didn't they? Because they said it publicly, and Heather Feather watched my video, so I know that people have seen them. So I assume this person might have seen it if they're into ASMR. But fair play to them. There's no copyright on dressing a set. There's no copyright on using ideas. I gained some of my ideas from reading and watching content and listening to people. Like Darren Brown was an influence on me, so I read his books and learned the things that he was able to teach for ASMR. So that's collecting knowledge, collecting ideas, and then I put them out there publicly. So fair enough, someone else can use those ideas. That's how it works. I can't copyright the ideas, and I'm not trying to. I'm pleased that people have seen the detail in the work, the fine detail, and someone that is on a similar, or thinking in a similar way, is aware of the detail, is now using it and taking it another step and pushing it. That's what art is. That's fine. I'm happy with that. But the only shame for me is that nobody's watching my work. They're watching their work now instead. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know where that came from or what I was saying, really. Now I've lost my train of thought. But what I will say, that was the other thing, right? So I've got this other cool idea, and the Ganji Puka Warrior crew, Kelvin, capital K, you're going to be one of our first ones. I don't know if I should say people's names, but the B initials. I think they've put it in their username, but they're not on screen now, so I'm not going to say their name just in case they don't want me to. I've still got to get that email out there. My 2 new patrons, and I've got a list on the old Patreon of people who have supported me over the years. I'm going to bring them in as well. You don't have to pay any more. They've already paid over the years. If you have, you know who you are. People like Nathan, Tree. You're in that list. I'm going to bring you in on this. What we're going to do, you're going to love this, capital K, is we're going to do a role play together, live on stream. I'm going to whisper it. I'm going to get... oh no, Hearthstone's like the crack of video games, isn't it? It's like heroin. Now I've got you into Hearthstone, now you're going to have to spend £500 on cards every year. Sorry, I'm sorry. Listen, and ex-Babby and LA devotee, people who are new, and Nigel as well, he's been helping me on the thing. I am not quick to reply to emails, but I appreciate the support and the help. What I wanted to say was, I've got an idea for a role play. I've been starting the script. I've been doing the behind the scenes thinking, and this is what I'm going to give as a reward. This is I figured it out. You become part of the crew. You know, you establish yourself here, and then one of these days, we will... I'm not the only trendsetter. I'm not the only one. I mean, I come up with original ideas. Listen, I will be arrogant or confident enough to say this. I pride myself on coming up with original ideas, and I don't want to just make the same video as someone else has made. I started out by emulating the ska, but even then, I did my own take on ska. I changed the meter and timing of the ska to try and bring something to it. But generally, my videos on True Binaural and ASMR have all been completely different to everybody else's video. They've all been a unique, new idea. And then some people have looked at those and thought, they're good ideas. I've done that with other people's videos, of course, but I've not been out there watching other people's ASMR and saying, I'll do one like that, I'll do one like that. I've been trying to create ASMR as I think it would work best from other outside influences, from Darren Brown, from I won't go into all that, but and that's what we're going to do on stream as well, is I'm going to tell all these secrets eventually, all these ideas that I've put together, because why not just share it with the community so they can just know it, and it helps the ASMR to be better, because like I said, this other person that's using a similar set to me and is doing similar videos, similar content, that has sort of taken the baton from me and moved forward with it, I like their work. I watched the video last night, and at first I was like, oh, that's my lava lamp. But then I was like, actually, this is really good. So, I don't mind that it's happening like that. I just wish I got more credit, and that it was more sustainable for me at my end, because having not monetized the videos in the past and not got anything out of this other than the enjoyment of doing it, the building of the friendships, nothing, financially or in terms of platform position, or, I haven't got anything really out of this. It's interesting to see other people doing really well financially out of it, but it would be nice if they just waved one day in their video and said, hi, Scott, True Binaural and ASMR, check out his channel, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, they're good. Anyway, they're good and they're out there. And so my idea is that when we're establishing stream, it's not going to be easy to do for everyone, because you've got to be live on stream to do it. We will find a way of working it where you might not have to be live to do it. But what we'll do is we'll set up a stream for the reward, this roleplay reward, and we'll do it live on stream together. So you will join. I will say today's stream is capital K's special name that it's going to have, and then we'll do it together on stream, and then I'll edit it, we'll put it on YouTube, and that'll be your reward, isn't it? You'll be part of an ASMR video, and it won't be like me doing a 2-hour recording and then sending it to someone in private for a private viewing, restricted, or it won't be like an exclusive video that you can only access on my Patreon, so not everyone can see it, and then that's a shame because we spend hours doing something that we don't share with the world. No, not an exclusivity deal as well means that people who can't afford things can't see them. I don't like that. So I'm not into the exclusivity. What we're going to do is we're going to do it together on stream. You'll be part of it, and that will be there forever on YouTube. You'll be part of an ASMR video together, and everyone that joins the Ganji Puko Warrior crew can go through this induction together, and then we've got a thing. And that's my idea. Actually, you know what? I said at the start of today I was unhappy about the content and the way we were going, or concerned or anxious or, you know, whatever. But this idea is a good one, and if I could just get it out of my brain into the stream and we can do it together, you know, this week could be a really happy week. So, yeah, I'll tell you what, if it is full of technical issues, we'll do it again. I won't quit just the one. And what will probably happen, capital K, is that yours being the first one will be beset with issues, but I will renew. Depending on how many, like if we've got like 100 people getting these rewards, then it's going to be difficult because that's like already 100 days worth of stream. But I will renew in the same way as you renew your, you know, whatever they're called, subs things. I will renew rewards videos so that as your first one becomes the worst one, you can get to be the latest one as well. So how about that? I think that's fair. But we've got to make sure that they just that they work to a format that I'm happy with artistically, and that they work to a format that we're happy with in terms of repeatable content, and that we can still provide. You know, I still have to do Mental Health Monday, Art History Tuesday. That's 2 days of streaming, 2 days of research and editing. Research takes half a day, editing takes half a day. So that's a 4-day week. Then I do a 5-day, randomly game stream. I edit all weekend. So we still have to fit these things in. But and I want to do the ASMR. But this introduction into the crew video will be an ASMR video. So that will cover that base in a way. I just hope that the community, you know, don't hate me for not producing the same rhyming dictionary video every day for a month. I mean, this is something else. I cannot get it into my head. I understand it, but I can't. Like, there are some people in the ASMR community that are still making the same videos that they made when I started today. They were doing it before I started. Like, they're still doing a cranial nerve exam. They're still doing a product play, or, you know, food consumption or something. I haven't got the appetite to still watch that same thing over and over again. And if I did, I could just go and watch the old videos over and over again, which is what I do when I want to see that. So yeah, it's strange to me. But there have been some really interesting leaps forward, and now that it's gone mainstream, people with much higher production value and budget have done some quite obvious things that have made a difference. But yeah, you know, the ASMR world. So that's a little bit of a chat about that. Let's get back on with playing Earthbound. Oh, and there's another Smash Mouse. These Smash Rowdy Mouse. These are tough, aren't they? One attack biting, so it didn't get to smash me, so that's fine. Oh, it did smash me. We'll get through this Rowdy Mouse, and we will heal up. Thank you. So I don't know, does that count as a rant, what I just did then? Because it felt a bit like it, but I don't know, I was talking, wasn't I? I was talking. And it did make me feel a bit better talking about that new idea that we've got that we're going to put into action. I've written part of the script already, so it just requires a little bit more scripting, a little bit of set design, maybe. Maybe the first one will be difficult for the set design. Actually, we could use green screen, couldn't we? Because I could make it green behind me. I'm not doing eating chips. And it requires interaction with the Puko Warrior himself, capital K, and he's here, so we could do it now. But I'll set it up, I'll get it all planned, and then when you're here and we've got time, I'll say, do you want to do that induction video? And you'll be like, yeah, and we'll do it. Let's eat more food. I'm running out of foods now, though. And there's options here. Look, there's a rope and I don't even know where I'm supposed to be going. I don't really know what the objective is. This room's just empty. That's strange, isn't it? They're going to respawn the mice. Can we go up the rope? Yeah, we can. Oh, there's more mice and slugs. Oh, I got jumped by slugs. Slugs. Horrible, aren't they, slugs? They carry lungworm. At least they can't do much damage to me in this game. It's weird they got the psychic attack, isn't it? You know, someone, you know, my little video. Should we talk about the recent Sisyphus video? We've got 16 views on it. I'm getting confused now with these slugs. I wasn't going to talk about Sisyphus, I was going to talk about slugs. I was going to say something about slugs. Yeah, they're horrible, aren't they? They're not even snails without their... I mean, I'm vegan, so I'm not negative about animals in general, but ooh, slugs, don't like them. Slimy. We leveled up. That's nice. Isn't it? That's nice. Guts and luck. Oh, I've got True Veg. Psy True Veg. I was baffled then, but I realised quickly that we put that name in, didn't we? That was one of our choices of our favourite. That was what I was saying. Oh, this is weird. I was just saying about the favourite thing video. I was going to say, should we discuss the favourite thing video and the response it got? But I got distracted and I talked about the wrong video. And then this one brought up our favourite thing and reminded me of the thing. We made a shorts video called What's Your Favourite Thing? Remember? Vegetables. And someone has watched that video and they've left a serious answer, which is their reply of their favourite thing in this game. And their favourite things are Psy things. I don't know what any of them are because we haven't got up to it yet, but they look interesting. So, oh, that's Smash Mouse! These mice! Is there a band called Smash Mouse? In the videos I edit it out when I drink. When I'm supping the tea. Oh, there's a mouse! Oh no, it's a slug gonna get me now. And yeah, the thing is as well, we've got an allotment, and the slugs are the worst on the allotment. They absolutely, they damage everything. They eat all the brassicas, and you know, they reduce the amount of crops that I get. But of course, being vegan, I'm not going to put poisons and slug pellets down. So we've been through all different ideas, like salt is bad, it's going to kill them, isn't it? So you don't do that. Or you can sprinkle a little bit around so they don't want to get this. It doesn't work. Holly, eggshells. The best thing I've discovered was digging a pond and then capturing frogs. Every time I see a frog when I'm out on a walk, I'm like, "There's a froggy!" Put it in a little box, take it to my pond. I know it's a bit naughty to be, you know, shifting them around, but out on the walks, they're just on the pavement sometimes, so they're better off in my pond. And more rowdy mice. Just designed to knock down your HP to give you trouble, aren't they? I'm going to go for one more run, and that will tame it. And then we're going to have to eat some more chippies. Chippies! There's a band called Smash Mouth. Yeah, Smash Mouse. Maybe they got it wrong. Did we go down? We didn't go in there before, did we? That big hole. Maybe we should go back down there to the big hole and have a look. Oh, there's more mice. It's going to take forever. I'm losing my train of thought by having to bash out these mice. The Smash Mouse. Biting? Yeah, so froggies go in the pond, and then you'll see the pond and the allotment a little bit this summer. I'll take some video down there. Yeah, dig the hole and the size of the pond as well. And what happens is the froggies go and live in the pond, and then you can F off Smash Mouse. They eat the slugs. They enjoy that. I'm gonna have to heal up, or this mouse might get me. Thanks for that biting attack. I got the 30 damage in. I'm going to heal up now if I can. I'm going to use my Psy heal. Because that'll fully recover me, won't it? I knew I'd get smashed, you see. Yeah, so the froggies eat the slugs. And then that's good because they're froggies, they're happy. And poor slugs get ate, but you know, it's vegan, it's the circle of life. So I'm sort of encouraging it in a way by adding frogs to the pond, but it's still part of the ecosystem, so it's absolutely acceptable. That's my best slug defense, but we don't have a frog here, so we're just gonna have to bash them with our club. We're getting more experience by doing this, I suppose, but already this loop of respawning enemies and laborious battles, some of them. Like, there's no point to those slugs, is there? They're not going to kill me, they're just going to chip damage, and it's just a bit of time taken. That game loop is not that enjoyable to me, always. Because we should be reviewing this game as well, shouldn't we? We should be talking about it as a piece of art. I'm talking about it as a piece of art in general context, as like you might a film, the content within it. But you've got to remember that a game that's a piece of art is also it lives and dies by the way it plays, and it can be the most fantastic, interesting, creative, conceptual project. But if it plays badly, then people are going to feel angry that it's janky. So, I mean, that's an interesting aspect of gaming, isn't it? That you have to make sure that the mechanics and well, you don't have to. Maybe that can be, that game Fop. Have you heard of that one with his legs? Can you ask me a question as a non-vegan? You can ask me any questions as anything, always. I don't promise I'm always going to answer or enjoy them, but absolutely, fire away. That's $20 on the donation for the question. I'm joking. Yeah, you can always ask me questions, absolutely. I'm glad I came in here. Look, there's a present. I've opened it. I've got a skip sandwich. What's a skip? Like skips as in crisps? I'll tell you what, I like crisps, but we're going to have to look at browser for a minute. And the web browser. Where's your web browser? It calls you. I want to show you some skips. Images. See, these are skips. Right, they're like crisps, but they're not crisps. Chips, you might call them. They're not. They're made out of... they're like little... You see them down there? They're like little puffed flake things. What's going on with chat now? Why is oh, because we've moved pictures. Yeah, you can ask me any questions as a non-vegan or a vegan or anything. Yeah, that's skips. So I don't know if that's what they mean, that I've got a skip sandwich like made out of these crisps, these chips. But that's skips in my opinion. And there was something else I wanted to look up, wasn't there? I was just talking really. And we can go back to that if I remember what it was. Yeah, Ganji takes it. Skip sandwich is probably good though, isn't it? It's probably going to help me. We've got more slugs and mice to deal with. What was I saying? That you have to make the mechanics of a game. You don't have to... Oh, that was a Fop, right. Can you just pause in the middle of a... They're attacking me. Let's just get through this and I'll show you this. I think it's called Fop. Really, we should be talking about it with Karina Pop involved. Let's go. Yeah. I won. Right, and then we're going to deal with this vegan issue. Because it's a complex, it's a difficult thing being vegan, yeah. Right, pause. I don't want to pause. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do this one. And then we go down there. We save it like this. How'd you save it? Green. Saved. Right, so everything's okay. Everything's okay. We'll just stand there and everything will be okay. And let's address this. You put the frogs in the pond to eat the slugs, but I won't put salt. If a slug accidentally slithers onto natural salt deposit, it will shrivel and die. Isn't that the circle of life? Yeah, but I'm not... I mean, these are really tough things. And let's be clear, right? When they have these debates and they talk about them on the let's go big face, let's go big face. When they talk about them on the internet, they're important because we're talking about principles. And principles are important, but it's also worth noting that in real life you sometimes have to bend the rules, allow some leniency in your principles, because otherwise you can't live. Like, a Buddhist doesn't cut the grass because they might be killing insects within the grass. They literally don't cut the grass. They shouldn't walk on it, really, should they? Because they might accident. We don't go to that extent. We're humans. We interact with the world. Sometimes it causes detriment to living species, and we aim not to, if you can avoid it. But I'm not going to say that trains are completely unethical because they kill insects. Like, obviously it'd be better if they didn't, but there are some pros and cons that you have to weigh up in the real world, sort of thing, right? I've said it. I've said right. I've got to put the hat on and do a Johnny Depp impression.
Right, kids. You want to ride the Johnny Depp train? Pirates of the Caribbean, on all aboard.
Every time you say right like that, I've got to do a Johnny Depp impression. Getting like Asmongold down here, you shouldn't be able to don't look at the desk. It's getting like Asmongold. Right. I've done it again. I just said right.
Right, kids. Johnny Depp's coming round your house at night to tuck you in. What do you want for a bedtime story? What do you want? Do you want some ASMR? Do you want some ASMR? Come here, bring your ears. Let me lick your ears.
Right. I said it right at the end when I took the hat off.
Right, Johnny. Johnny Depp. I'm Donny Brasco. I'm undercover. Wait, I'm not wearing this hat if I'm undercover, am I? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp doesn't wear that hat when he's undercover. That's the Donny Brasco hat. Donny Brasco's undercover.
Okay. So, trying to use prepositions without saying that R word. That's the circle of life. Yeah. But if I involve myself in the circle of life, like I said, sometimes things are going to happen. But I have to make my best effort to not hurt and harm things, animals. I have to think about it. I have to try. So if a slug naturally dies, that's just the circle of life. I can't be, I'm not to blame for that. But if I can, if I'm out there killing it, and if I'm doing something that's going to cause it to harm, then I can be to blame for that. So I definitely shouldn't. But I still am doing that with the frog, aren't I? I'm still killing the slug. What I'm really doing is I'm rehoming a frog, and being a smart human, I know the frog's going to eat the slugs. But I'm not out there going, look, there's one. There's one, get him. No, I'm just letting things happen, but to the benefit of the way I want them to happen. And slugs can exist elsewhere. They can go to other places and exist, and I'm not going to, try and... I'm not going to farm frogs so that the world is populated by frogs so that all the slugs die. I'm just trying to make my little patch work a bit better, so in my favour. And that means growing more foods. And it's better for other animals as well, like bees and things, because there'll be more flowers around. Yeah, I think we dealt with... Does that answer the question? I think so. And I didn't say the R word again, did I? So I'm okay with that. But I have completely lost my game. No, I haven't. It's in the OBS window, isn't it? I've just changed it to big face. There it is. There it's back. Serial murderer, slug murderer. That's true. The frog's the slug murderer. I saw a crow in the woods the other day. I didn't tell you about that, did I? Got a little video of it. I should have brought the video and showed you. Oh, did I eat up sandwiches before I had this fight? Have I got enough HP? Yeah, I'm alright. We went to the woods, me and the dog, which we're going to do again in an hour or so. And there was a little crow on the floor by a tree. The dog ran over to him. Oh, what's this? The dog don't mess him. He's not biting him. He's just looking at him. He's a crow. He's only got one eye. The other eye was all damaged and pecked out or something. It looked damaged. And he had grey little feathers. And I thought, oh, little poor crow, what are you doing? He was asleep when I went over to him. His eyes were closed, and he woke up like that. He woke with his one eye. I thought, this is an old... I've got a bread roll, that's good. This is an old crow, I thought, because he had grey feathers around his mane. It's not a mane, it's not a lion. He had grey feathers around his neck, his ruff. And was behaving in this strange, very placid way. So I picked it up. You're not supposed to pick them up, are you? Bird flu and all that. But I picked it up because I thought I'm going to have to just inspect it and make sure that it's not physically in any great damage. I mean, his eye would look bad, but this is the nature, isn't it? This is what we're talking about, the nature, you see. It didn't seem to be any discomfort when I picked it up. It was sort of fussing at one of its wings a bit, but I thought maybe it had been shot by maybe a shotgun. Maybe like a pellet damage to the face and a bit of pellet damage to the wing, something. Or maybe it had been bitten by or attacked by the birds. But essentially it was an older, more vulnerable, but, naturally existing crow in the wild. So I had to put it down again. It was biting me little fingers, it was biting my fingers, and I was thinking, well, my options are I bring you home and I try and look after you in a non-natural environment where my cats might try and kill you, or I just put you back down, just pop you back down. Just gonna turn and the mic is turned down a little bit. I don't like the mic on really loud in case it reds out, but sometimes it reds out. Like when I went, I did it again. So I put the crow back down. I made him a little nest because I thought he must be cold down there on the floor, and for some reason he's chuffing around down there. So I went and got some straw and some bits of grasses, and I chuffed them into a little nest shape, and then I popped that down on the floor with him, and I was like, there's a nest, it's on the floor, you can use it, you can choose not to. And he chucked himself around a little bit, went down to the stream, and he had a little drink, and I thought, okay, you're having a little drink, I'm leaving you to it. And that's the nature. We went back the next day, he was gone. Whether he got ate by a fox or whether he got flown off to Bird Valhalla, I don't know. But I don't trouble myself worrying about it because it's just the nature, isn't it? God's troubled with every sparrow that falls. That's not my job. Poor old crow, yeah. But he had a life as a crow. That's what crows do, isn't it? If I'm upset about that crow, then I've got to be upset about all the crows. And if I'm upset about all the crows, then I can't even go out of the house because the people... Like, if you're upset about crows, this is something to take on board as well for every animal rights activist, in the same vein as me who believes in veganism. Like, people are animals, and we've got to remember we've got to try and be more compassionate to people because bad things are happening to them. There's children out there in Syria who are growing up in a war-torn country without their parents, or there's kids in Africa who can't eat. The Chinese don't have a proper democracy. The Uyghurs are being systematically, genocided in China, aren't they? Things like that should be quite high on our priorities list if we're going to worry about crows. And they are quite. I just don't know how to fix these things myself exactly. But I hope that by, first of all, developing our Ganji Puko warrior... Tapping the microphone is rude. Developing a Ganji Puko warrior crew, we can start to make some ripples, as we've talked about. And then we can, once we've built up a bit of a head of steam, we can look at a slightly bigger issue, and whether it be through the prism of Mental Health Monday, through mental health support, or whether it be a charity drive, we will choose something and have a bit of a crack at trying to improve something in the coming days and weeks. More. That's a longer term goal that I have for this stream. A longer term goal. But yeah, in the short term, we're going to beat up some baddies. We're going to do Mental Health Monday tomorrow, which is going to be about how to get to sleep, which I'm terrible at, but we're going to do that. We've got other options as well. I might change it at the last minute, who knows. But we've got Peace Fix All the World's Problems. I'm going to try. I'm going to at least take on, or at least attempt, at least try and do something, because I don't, I complain that not enough people even attempt to. Yeah. So anyway, I've got 2 now, 2 on 1. That's a bit unfair. And I've only got 40 HP. Do I psychically heal at this stage? Let's bash first, because if we can get the mouse out, that really helps us. Smash with the bite. The black ant does 10. That's still quite bad. That didn't heal, that didn't knock the mouse out, which I was hoping it would. So now we've got issues. We've got serious issues. A bite could do... Or 1, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Thankfully, we managed to time that correctly. And we're going to bash the mouse, and we're going to remove it. But yeah, together we can all help fix the world's problems, or fix some problems for some people. What's going on with these ants? There's loads of them. Yeah, that's longer term objectives. This is what I was saying short term. We're doing Mental Health Monday, and then we've got art history, which we're going to keep up with. And now we're going to, this coming week, hopefully, or maybe the week after, depending on set design and script writing, we're going to start inducting you into the Ganji Puko Warrior crew with your very own interactive ASMR experience, which we'll then put on the old YouTubes. And hopefully people will say, well, that's a clever idea. I can't believe we never thought to do that. And then they'll all start doing it, and no one will ever credit me with it, and it will just become something that... I mean, I didn't invent whispering, did I? I didn't invent the ASMR videos. I wasn't the first person to do that. I just shaped some of the norms and values, along with other people. Look, these little insects, you can hardly see them on the screen, but they're there. Oh, that was 37 XP for now. For nada. I did nothing. In the hole or up the rope? In the hole. Another present. There's a repeating theme. Cold remedy. I already bought one of those from the shop, so that's a shame, isn't it? And I don't have a cold. Certainly I don't, because I can't catch a virus, because I'll show you my gas mask one day. I might show you now, eh? Why don't I show you now while I'm talking? Just a minute. Here I am. Fix all your problems. This is a problem I can fix for you. Check this out.
Look at that. Do you like that? Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren.
Darth Scotius.
Darth Scotius. It's nice the chat's working today. So this is how I'm rolling for COVID. Do you like that? And let's big face it. This is how I'm rolling for COVID. People think I'm mad. People think I'm mad. I'm not mad. They're mad, right? See those? The seal. There's a seal.
There's a seal, right? So this guy in the Arctic. Wait, I'll tell you about the gas mask in a minute. But first of all, there's a guy in the Arctic. He's up north. He's in Canada or whatever. He's on his ice. Oh, it breaks. His ice. Oh no! What am I going to do? Oh, it breaks. So he gets the phone. He's snowing. It's snowing. He gets on the phone. He's the mechanics. The tracks come off the machine. Something's gone wrong with it. The snowmobile. I'm freezing. I'm in trouble. And the guy says, all right, put me on FaceTime. So it's FaceTime. He goes, oh. And he says, show me the machine. And he shows him the machine like that with the phone. And he's like, showing him the snow machine. He goes, what's wrong with it? And he goes, it looks like you've blown a seal. And he goes, no, it's just frost on my moustache.
So I wear this
That's completely sealed around my face. Those goggles, they're completely sealed around my eyes, completely sealed. So no blowing of any seals. Nothing can get in. I can get it in my ears. I can get the COVID in my ears. But this is a EN 143 2000 FFFP3 filter. They're charcoal carbon filters. They're detachable, replaceable. So I'm breathing filtered air, and that means that I can't breathe in, or I've got a 0.00001% chance of breathing in any particles really. So not just the COVID, but yeah, I'm not breathing in the COVID. Whereas the other masks, the surgical masks, or just a bit of stuff around your face, they are allowing the COVID in and out. And everyone should have had one of these masks from the start of the COVID, and we would have dramatically reduced the spread and transmission of COVID. It wouldn't have completely eliminated it, but this mask is the best bit of kit I've bought in years.
Best bit of kit I bought in years.
It makes me feel confident and safe in areas where I wouldn't really have felt that confident and safe. And let's be honest, yeah, nobody's wearing these masks, but the numbers have been going up all over the world. So people are, you need to really, gas mask, you're being silly. Actually, no, I'm not being silly. I'm being sensible. It's better to be safe rather than sorry. So there's a tip for you. Get yourself an FFFP3. That's the rating, FFFP3 carbon filter, and make sure it's secured, sealed. They do them with like the full face mask. That would be better. That'd be better. But you can use one of those face shields. That's good. You know, you can get it in your eyes, but it's not as light. It's a respiratory disease, so it's harder for it to enter through the eyes. But yeah, you know, that's the COVID. We'll do a COVID chat one of these days because I need to. I've been on lockdown for over a year. I started lockdown 2 weeks before everyone else because I realised there was going to be a problem, and I needed to keep vulnerable people safe. How that went? Where's my game? So I showed you my mask now. I was supposed to be playing the game, aren't I? I can't remember what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. 12 HP, 2 ants. Let's eat, because there is still a chance that we could get... Let's have the skip sandwich. Oh, 6 HP. They'd done 9. Oh, that missed. Oh, we're in serious trouble, though. What's the best thing? Cold remedy, maybe? Try the fruit juice. 6. They've got another ant. I can't be taken down by ants, surely. Try the cold remedy? Oh no! We got killed by ants. I got killed by ants. We were doing really well and we got ants in our pants. So that's this game for the week. I mean, I really want to complete it, but I honestly feel like it's been judged poorly by the community. The community, I keep saying community, I've never believed in the community. No, it's a strange word for something marketing people want. It's a market they want to say, but they can't say market because it puts you off, so they say community. But we're all in every community, aren't we? We all share. Just because I like ASMR doesn't mean I'm in a community with all the people in the same way as just because I like bread doesn't mean I'm in the bread community. Like, we are all in a global community and we all share and interact in different ways. And if you pretend you're in a closed off little community, the ASMR community, and I'm not in the bread community, I'm in the ASMR community, that's not right. You're missing the trick, because you are in the other community, you're just being an inactive member who's like, so yeah, it's a strange one, that community concept. But the people who watch our videos, our Ganji Puka Warrior crew, I'm not sure this is their favourite thing. In fact, out of all the things we do, I think this might be one of their least favourites. And I'm committed to it, so we're going to be doing an hour a week at least. We'll say yes now, and we'll save it and do whatever, and then I'll show you something else before we have to walk the dog. I'm back here at the phone. I wonder if that... I never know if that erased all of the previous progress, or if now we've kept all that levelling up. I've got loads of money in the bank. We'll record. Night. And let's do this kind of saving. You press reset on the micro Nintendo, and you go like this, and then you go green, and then you've saved it. 6 hours! We still haven't done level 1. That's cool. And then you can turn this off.
Oi, mate! Turn it off, mate!
Turn that off. And I didn't set up the next thing, did I, with the... I should have brought the Switch in here before I started streaming. I'll show you what the game is, and I'll show it you on the internet instead. 911 operator. So, we'll go web browser. I got this game because it was on sale. 911 operator. I did have a little look at it, and what happens is, I got it in the other room. I have to get all the wires and plug them all in and all that. But what happens is, you basically take phone calls, and then you send out your vehicles around the map. But a nice, interesting part of it was they had all different maps from like real world places, like that you've heard of. But it is a bit of a plate spinner. It's just sort of I thought it could be fun because we could like make a bit of a fun what's the word? Like a bit of role improv thing, you know, improvisational comedy sort of thing. But the game's a bit of a plate spinner. It's a bit like like air traffic control. You just have to concentrate all the time. I don't know if I'll be able to play it and do the improvisational comedy. I don't know. Do you like my mask though? I bet no one else is wearing masks like I am, are they? But they're not. That's just, it looks a bit silly, but it might save my life. Huh? And people can say, oh, you can't catch it. You can't catch it through your eyes. It's not in the air, is it? It's not blown around in the air. People who are sneezing, that's not a corona symptom. They've not listed that as if someone's sneezing, it doesn't mean they're sneezing. Listen, mate, I wear all my stuff, and I'm not going to catch it. Other people are not wearing all their stuff, and the numbers are going up.
That's where we're at.
Have you got any suggestions or anything? Because within this hour, I might go and have to take the dog for a walk. I've got something in my hair. What's that? I can see that on the stream now. Don't look in the mirror, but I can see myself on the telly. If you've got any suggestions or comments, then chuff them in now, because I will answer them before I go and get the Switch. Or I'm going to get the Switch and potentially show you the game. The game. The game. You got to plug in all this other stuff as well. You got to get a Switch dock. I've got one of them. It's down here on the floor. You can't knock that off. Switch dock. Got that. And then what else do you need? You need HDMI. That's going in the back of the old Super Nintendo. So I've got one of them. You need a power plug. That's in the other room. And a Nintendo Switch and a controller. But we've got those things. So might not be bad, eh? Might not be bad. Let's go and get them. I'll go and get them. All right. some chicken nuggets in there as well. They're not chicken nuggets, they're vegan, so no chicken in them. Cooked them last night and then left them out on the side. Oosh. That's not fitting in there now, is it? Oh, yeah. Tight fit, Mr. Pluggies. Right, that goes in there. Oh, I've got something else to show you on there as well, so let's do this. That goes in there like that. God, it's a lot of thinking, isn't it? AC adapter. And then your USB. Oh, you're not USB, you're HDMI. Lynn! I put my foot on a spike. Right. As far as I'm concerned, we should be a Nintendo Switch. One Nintendo Switch. There you go. Look at that. I'm getting pro at this, aren't I? I can see myself on the telly. Yeah, sounds weird, but I use a television for a monitor because I don't have a computer monitor, and I've got an old television that someone gave me. So I use a television and I see myself on the telly while I'm talking to you. I'm down there in the little corner. I'm watching the same thing you are. But it's just, I'm more aware of what's about to happen because I'm doing it. Right, this is my Switch. Do you want to see all my games? I've got to buy a computer monitor and then we'll have two. We'll have two. Look, I'll show you all my software. You'll love this. We'll go through it a bit and we'll talk about them. Longest total play time. I'll shrink it down a little bit so we can see it better. There we go. Longest total play time, of course, is YouTube at the start there, isn't it? YouTube. Just talking through my Switch now. You'll like this, though. You'll like this. This will be nice. Shall I do it in a whisper? We can put it as an ASMR video. They'll hate it for some reason. They hate all my new work. I'm trying, though. I'm just trying to get back in the groove. Fucking... It's plugged in. The wire's dragging it that way when I pull it this way. Look, ready? Whee! Whee! Okay, so now I'm going to have to lean down over here if I want to whisper. Are you okay with me whispering, or should I just do it normal? I just feel like to do it normal, in a normal talking voice. Oh, I don't know, I just feel to do it normal. So here's YouTube, right? Here's YouTube, that's my main one. Oh, I can see what I've done. I've wound the wire around and around and around so I can't move. Okay. Look, that's my main one, YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, don't I? So I use the Switch to watch it sometimes because it's portable. So I can just pick it up and go. And so is my phone, but Switch has got a nicer, bigger screen, hasn't it? Jaunty night. Touch me nose there because it means I'm telling a lie. It doesn't, it just means I've got a scratchy nose. Jaunty Night is the #1 top played game, but that's because, and this is the lie, but it's not a lie, it's because the summer that Fortnite was big, I used to turn it on sometimes and then just go out the house and Fortnite would be on, like it'd be running, and I'd have forgotten about it because I'd have turned the telly over to a different channel or something. So Fortnite has been running live while I've not been playing it for a long time. So it thinks I've played it for a long time, but I haven't played it that long. FIFA, on the other hand, I have played the absolute nuts off it. We can have a big talk about FIFA sometime, but just to say, FIFA's a game that was massive for me while I was growing up. And then one of the things I loved about it is I support a football team that I'm going to have to move the mic so we're not doing whispering. I support a football team that are not very good. We're Birmingham City. So with FIFA, I was able to control them in manager mode, and a bit like a kid playing with dolls, I was able to buy the players I wanted and make us good and win all the games. So my Birmingham team is something I love in FIFA, and I've always been, every time they updated it, I've been getting the new FIFA and doing it again and building the new team. You know, it's always been a lot of fun. But recently they've started making it all about this FIFA team, buy the packs of cards, build your ultra team, everyone looks for Ronaldo, this pay to win loot box mechanic, mass online multiplayer thing, and I hate it, just have no care for it. So I stopped buying the FIFAs, and I don't need to buy any more. I've got my old one now that works on my Switch with my Birmingham team, and I can just play that. So I'm happy with FIFA 18. I play it every now and then, just for a little bit of nostalgia and to what we're on like our 4th European Cup now as Birmingham, and I'm bringing through my youth players, so I really enjoy that. Dark Souls we haven't finished, but I've got the DLC. So what happened with Dark Souls is I completed it all up until the very last bit of the final run to the final boss, and then I said I'll do all the DLC and then I'll do the final boss, because you want to, like, I'm a bit of a completionist, and the DLC is so hard. I can't. There's one dude, this boss, that I can't kill, so I'm just stuck. And it's been a slog and a journey on Dark Souls. Dark Souls we should have been streaming, because my first run on Dark Souls, I went up to that dude that stood there by the bonfire. Not the guy who sat by the bonfire, but the other guy. I don't know his name, because I attacked him by mistake by pressing the wrong button, and he attacked me, and then I had to kill him, and I couldn't kill him, and I had to come back later and kill him, and it caused a big issue in my game. But nearly completed Dark Souls, nearly completed it. Diablo Eternal Collection, as a Blizzard addict, I thought I'd download that and get that when it was on sale, and I've had a few good hours out of it. It's up there on the longest play times, isn't it? It's just an endless grind, so I just endlessly grind sometimes. Stardew Valley, very popular on the old, what we on Twitch. Stardew Valley is popular on Twitch because it's a game where there's not a lot of people playing it, but there are a lot of people watching it, so it's got better discoverability, and people who want to get more popular on Twitch play Stardew Valley because they've been told through YouTube channel people that it's one of the games with the best discoverability, and that people like to continue watching your videos because they go on a journey with you. But in my opinion, Stardew Valley is a massive headache. The game saves when you go to sleep, and then instead of turning it off, you wake up again and you just go outside and pick one pineapple or something, and then that's it. You're playing for another 10 hours. And so I've played it twice, 2 different farms, driven it to a midpoint, I would say, in the game, not even an end point, and thought, I can't keep doing this. Attack on Titan 2, one of my favourite games of all time. I absolutely love that game. I've got a hoodie that I've from Attack on Titan. It's so fantastic because it introduced a mechanic that was new, this swinging off buildings mechanic, and it's a multiplayer game online. So I bought a copy for my sister, hoping that we could play it 2-player online. I've got to a point in the game where I feel I need multiplayer assistance because it's getting quite tough, yeah, so it's on pause at the moment, but I didn't complete it, which is a shame. Splatoon 2. What do I need to say about Splatoon? I love it. It's just a shame I don't have any people to play it with. And I'm not signed up to Nintendo Online at the moment because it's money and I don't have it. But when they do the new Splatoon, I would love to join again and go online and play more Splatoon on our stream. That might be fun. Northgard is a very interesting... I love strategy games. It's one of those point and click. You have a little village and then you craft things and then you make some warriors and then you fight the other people for the tiles and you build up on the map. But it's got a one-player campaign that is more storyline driven. So I played that, completed it, fun. Smash Bros. Got to have Smash Bros, ain't you? Motorsport Manager is another one of those time hole sink games where you literally watch the little cars go round and round on a track, and your input is when you want to do the pits, and then in between that you build a better car. And it might as well just be a mobile game, but it's a time hole. So I spent about 6 hours, 10 hours on that, or longer than I played Tetris, it seems. Odyssey, played it, completed it, put it down. Kona, a really interesting walking simulator, which we could play together, but it's a detective thing, and I've already done the detectoring, so I completed it, put it down. Not Tonight was a fun indie game, sorting task, dressed up as a game. Tetris 99, we all know what that is, got into that for a bit, big on the old Tetris. Woody. Into the Breach has been quite fun for a little bit of pick up and play puzzling, but I can't see any long... there's quite a few of these games that I've got that were fun for a little bit, but don't have the long-term... they're not big enough to drag you in. I remember when Skyrim first came out, And when Skyrim came out, I used to finish work and try and get home to play it. And I put hours into Skyrim, hours. I didn't regret a minute of it. You know, it was, a big, enjoyable experience that you look forward to playing. There aren't that many of these games these days. Merchants of Kaidan is another time hole. You just go around buying and selling, trading things on an endless cycle of marketeering until you get more money, and then you can do it in bigger ways. A bit like that cookie clicker game. Nino No Ni Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch is a game about a boy who has a breakdown because his mom dies, and so he travels into an alternate universe, and it's a Japanese RPG with endless laborious combat, and I've only got halfway through that, so maybe we could do that together one time. It takes forever though. You know what The Escapists is. Death Road to Canada is a fun multiplayer game that I've never had fun playing with people. Mario Rabbids, I don't even own the cartridge anymore. It was a waste of time. City Skylines, I bet you'd like to see us play that, wouldn't you? But again, it's a bit of a time hole that I don't feel goes anywhere. Polybridge, I've reached my ability limit and I'm stuck. Dandara is an amazing game we will talk about together because it was made at the Stugan Project, where I went and made a film. And I've got a film about... Actually, do you think I can find that? I bet I fucking can. Sorry for swearing. Why did I swear then? Now I'm on the internet. So now, I mean, I put it on one of my channels, didn't I? I want to go on... I mean, maybe this will be the first time you can see. YouTube. I mean, this is the actual official Nintendo one, isn't it? So that's not my one. You just bear with me a minute, which I'm not supposed to say. I've got my channels. This is one of my channels. I'm just looking on the internet for my video that I made about this game. Your channel. But is it there? Yeah, it is here. It's here. Brilliant. So we can now switch to web browser. So Dandara, a game. Dandara. And this, a film that I made about that game. Are you ready? So this is their launch trailer, but I was fortunate enough to be at the project where they were making this game. So I was interviewing them whilst they were making the game, and I put together a little reel for them.
We wanted to talk about slavery
in
Brazil.
Slavery in Brazil.
The legend of Dandara, as far as most people believe, is that she was like a queen in Africa, and she was brought to Brazil to be a slave.
She's a really gracious character. The way she moves and the way she enters the doors, those movements, they sort of look like zero gravity gymnastics. Sometimes she moves so fast when you're jumping around and zigzagging your way through the map. That's the part of what I like to animate.
So I'll just pause it for a second and show you who these people are and what we were doing. These two are Lucas and Zhao, and they're the coders, the designers. They're sat out in the woods because this project was in Sweden, in the countryside. So I was there in the countryside in Sweden with them, filming them. And we did an extensive interview with the coders, the designers, outside about games, ethics, stuff like that. They explained they made this game about Dandara, who was a real cultural figure. She freed slaves in Brazil. She was a slave herself, and she broke free from her captors and freed other slaves, and they went and they formed colonies called Quilombos, I think they were called, where anyone that was ostracized from society, so slaves, but you could also be other ethnicities, or I don't know, back then you might have been think of something that would have set you aside from society, where people would have said, oh, we don't want your salt around here. You could go and live with these people in the Columbos, the ex-slaves. And so they had this mixed society, and those places now are, you know, established villages and towns in Brazil that have this different heart to their culture. So Dandara was a real person who did that. She was apparently a warrior queen in Africa, you know, who decided to break free. And she also started capoeira. Her and the slaves that broke free, they had to defend themselves without weapons, so they developed a martial art. So this was a really interesting backstory, and the reason they made their game, it's not really, you know, their game isn't historical, it's set in the future in a mythical, fictional place, sci-fi, but they wanted to base it around this real figure with a positive social message. So we interviewed Lucas and Zhao, and we also interviewed Victor and Thomas, and that's Victor on the right, Thomas on the left. And Victor is the animator, and Thomas is the music designer. So they're another part to the team that adds another layer. So we interviewed them in a different room, talking about slightly different things. And then I put together a huge hour-and-a-half long film about this project that's going on. This is just a small part of it. This guy, Tommy Palm, is going to explain to you what it all is. But first, we'll just listen to these guys telling you about their project one more time, because this is a video I made.
We wanted to talk about slavery
Yeah,
in Brazil.
slavery in Brazil.
The legend of Dandara, as far as most people believe, is that she was like a queen in Africa and she was brought to Brazil to be a slave.
She's a really gracious character. The way she moves and the way she enters the doors, those movements, they sort of look like zero-gravity gymnastics. Sometimes she moves so fast when you're jumping around and zigzagging your way through the map. That's the part of what I like to animate. She's a black woman and she has this black power hair, but she's also barefoot. I think it means like she's a humble kind of hero.
Back when I was a kid, I was playing Street Fighter. It was like, man, I want to make Street Fighter and launch games on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for, and it's finally happening. I mean,
Brazil!
What's really nice, as he said there, as Zhao said in this little clip, is he wanted to make games for the Super Nintendo when he was a kid, and this project is their first. They made a mobile game before. They were invited to the Stugan project, and this is their first game for, you know, a wider platform. And it got picked up by Raw Fury, who came. We interviewed Raw Fury as well. I've got an interview with them, the publisher, and they picked up the game. And then it went on. Literally, while I was there, this couple of days, like that look on his face, that almost surprise and shock. Raw Fury said, "Can you make it for the Nintendo?" And they said, "Absolutely, we can. Yeah." And boom, they were on the Nintendo. They had their lives changed in these moments, and I was there to capture it. So I feel really proud and grateful for that.
finally happening. I mean,
Brazil!
So Stugan is this experimental game development camp in the forests of Sweden where people come together from all over the world to work on the game for 2 months.
Stugan is like a great experience.
Yes. Yeah, you can eat the paper here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
There we go, yeah. I made an indie film about indie game development. And this place, this project, where they are, what they're doing.
So
We went there.
Stugan is
Stugan,
this experiment.
this guy Tommy Palm, he is, maybe I should do a proper episode about this instead of just randomly bringing it into stream like this, but it's something that I really want to share with you on stream, because I've made this film an hour and a half talking to these people. Tommy Palm is the developer of Candy Crush, and obviously he's not on his own. He was with a team, but he was developing mobile games since he was since the 90s, since Snake, and he had years and years of struggle, and then eventually mobile phones took off and it became big, and he did well. The game Candy Crush was one of the biggest games, and it was the biggest game in the world at one point, and he did really well out of that. So now what he does, he makes virtual reality games. He's the head of a company that does that, but also he puts on this project in Sweden every year, and they invite teams of young game developers. It's here in the mountains, in the woods. Isn't that beautiful? We went there. That's me filming this. This is my friend filming on a drone. This is our film. And we met these game developers, designers. They picked like 16 teams from all over the world: Brazil, Mexico, Singapore, Germany, you know, all over the world. They come together. They've all got their own different projects and ideas that they've submitted and been accepted with. And they have the opportunity to spend 6 weeks together, eating, drinking, and working on their games. And at the end of it, they've got real projects that have really come to fruition and are available on things like the Xbox and the Nintendo Switch and stuff like that. So we made this film with them. It's a 2-layered film. It's partly about game development. I'm not trying to tell the history of game development. I'm not trying to talk about where Mario came from and why he's popular. What I'm trying to talk about is whether computer games are art. Yes, they are. And what it's like to be an artist and to make computer games in this early stage of indie development, where everyone now is able to get their hands on the tools and start making games, and what they want to say. You know, these young Brazilians wanted to talk about slavery. There's a whole world of interesting indie development out there, and I wanted to highlight it and point out that it was art, so that my film could exist from here on out as, you know, a point in time. That's what documentary is, isn't it? I'm documenting this point in this projects and these wonderful things that I think are good, things I want to highlight and bring to the world. Not having a rant, making a film. So it went quite well, although my co-producer basically bailed on me and left me with twice as much work to do, and I couldn't finish it. The people from Netflix basically didn't even listen to my vision and sort of said, because Netflix did do a film all about Mario and the history of computing. Just a really surface level film that's not interesting to gamers. And Netflix and the people and my other friend said, well, we could go around, we could follow these people to Brazil and follow up and do it. And I didn't want to do this other stuff, going to Brazil and trying to put as many locations in the film as possible, because the other part of this film is it's about Sweden, and it's about these red buildings, that countryside, this culture. This guy's Swedish. It's about these red buildings behind him, and the place that they're in, Falun province. There's a lot of culture that all plays into itself. It's like a melting pot. You know, they're there. They're taking in this culture. They're producing from this place. So I learned more about the culture. They have a copper mine. We visit the copper mine. They have a house in this area that belonged to a famous artist. So we visit that house and see how an artist lived a few hundred years ago, before computers, and what they were producing, and we sort of draw parallels, context. We also visit Stockholm, so we can see what life is like in the real world outside of this fairy tale. But my film is set in this fairy tale, so I didn't want to go to Brazil and follow this and do that and cut here and fast edit there. And I wanted it to be a calm, I wanted to have its own feel and vibe, and I've achieved it, and I'm happy with it. The only problem I have, and it's a big problem, actually, I'm just going to move chat because for some reason it doesn't work, and then all of a sudden, it's because I've got you scroll down. Those game developers, yeah. And I'll tell you what's nice about those game developers is not just that they're cute, but they're such good people that they seem to have been able to gather, probably through the vetting process, such a good group of people with good ethics and values. And there were a couple of people who you know, it's been a long time in my life since I've got just to hang out with a load of people who I felt, wow, this is great. They had it's silly, but a good example is for breakfast they had oat milk and soy milk. I didn't have to ask for it; it was just there because other people were vegan. I didn't have to worry. You know, you know how we talk about diversity and racism and stuff like that on the stream. Nobody had to feel bad about anything. Everyone could just be themselves. It was just so nice, and everyone was accepting and loving of each other in a way that our culture should be, but sadly isn't. And you bring these people together from all over the world. The dog's barking. I'm just going to have to go and sort it. What now? Where is he? If you're upstairs with that cat messing you up. No, cat's not messing you. So where's the doggy? Oh, he wants a drink. Right, so now I need the toilet, so I'm just going to play this again and you can watch this again.
We wanted to talk about slavery in Brazil.
Slavery in Brazil.
The legend of Dandara, as far as most people believe, is that she was like a queen in Africa and she was brought to Brazil to be a slave.
She's a really gracious character. The way she moves and the way she enters the doors, those movements, they sort of look like zero-gravity gymnastics. Sometimes she moves so fast when you're jumping around and zigzagging your way through the map. That's the part of what I like to animate. She's a black woman and she has this black power hair, but she's also barefoot. I think it means like she's a humble kind of hero.
Back when I was a kid, I was playing Street Fighter. It was like...
So yeah, I was saying, you bring all these people together in this wonderful place. They feed them. This is an amazing part of it as well. Tommy Palm's made it. Do you remember yesterday or the day before, whichever day it was, we were talking together, weren't we, about how people that have made, like Epic Games and Fortnite, they've made it, and all they want to do is sell more plastic crap. Well, Tommy Palm's made it, and he didn't try and sell any plastic crap. He gave all that, once he'd made it, he said, I don't have to keep doing that anymore. I've got the money now I can give back. That's what he decided to do. So he lays this on for everyone. He pays for it. Now, I didn't have to pay for my food when I was there. I paid for my flights out. I paid for my friend's flights. I paid him for using his cameras. I didn't actually. He got to have half the film, didn't he? Anyway, look, what we did was I provided what I needed for my crew. He provided what we needed in terms of food and bedding and a room. And we just got on with it. And he did that for everyone. Tommy paid for all the teams to eat and to be there, you know. So what a wonderful thing for him to do. And at the end of it, they don't owe him anything. They don't owe him the rights to the game. He doesn't take 10%. They just got the opportunity to make their wonderful game with wonderful help from wonderful people, to be introduced to the publishers, to be introduced to the people who are going to help with their next step, and then they went on and took the next step. We've got an interview with a guy from Nintendo in this film. We've got an interview with the guy that was the company that made Minecraft, Mahjong, or someone else as well. We've got an interview with the guy that made Clash of Clans. So we've got some really high-end people in there. I've got an interview with the guy who made Goat Simulator. So that exists in the film. The only problem that I've got is that I really, really wanted to use this certain music, because I was telling you about Fallon province. There's a guy that was born in this area of Sweden called Hugo Alfven, and his music is as Swedish to Swedish people as the national anthem is to Americans. Like, it's this piece of music, Midsommarvacken, is something that they have all heard all their lives. They know it. It's like a Swedish classical, happy, springtimey sort of music. They all recognise, and it was written in that area by a man who lived and died in that area. So I really wanted to use that music. because it speaks of what I'm speaking of in the film, of creativity, of passion, of art, of this place in Sweden and what it brings to you in terms of a fairy tale environment to help you create. So I really want to choose that music, but it got to a stalling point because I don't have the money to pay for the licenses, global distribution film licenses, and I don't have a backer or a distributor or a Netflix to be buying my film to do that bit at the end. I'm not that person in the process. I'm not the producer that does the contracts and I'm not good at that. There's a self-fulfilling prophecy for you, but that's where my film is stalled. I now have a film that I'm not really able to broadcast because of the music I've chosen, but I'm really committed to the music, and it's not perfectly finished on the edit because I've done it all myself. So if I'm honest, there are some bits that I would like to slightly improve. There's a montage about Tommy. I want this little montage of his life in 20 seconds. I haven't got the media or the editing thing, the After Effects to quickly make that happen. So I've left a little space that says Tommy montage. But other than that, it's basically finished. And I wished it could have taken on that next step. But the people who were part of the team that were going to help take it on that next step, they fucked me over and bailed on me, and they didn't come through with their end of the bargain. In fact, they wanted to change the film to something else. So they didn't even... what was supposed to happen was we would do my artistic film the way I want, and then I had another idea about speed running, and I'd lined up Grand Pooh Bear and these other people. We could have gone and done the Netflix film next, but that's not how it went. Fine. I lost a friend, and I lost the ability to finish this film in the plan and way that I'd wanted. So I lost out on some things there, but I've still got this. The material, the film. In fact, we'll watch it together on stream without the sound, without the music, and you can just see what I'm talking about sometime. But that's something I'd like to build up as well, and it's something I'd like to get some value out of. I think it's something we can offer some value with on this stream, because no one else has got an interview with the creators of a game that they actually have on their Nintendo Switch. Have they? That's them jumping in the river, in the lake there. That lad there jumping in. We're browsing. That lad there jumping in the lake. Yeah, that lad there. He made this game on my Switch, Dandara. He made that game. He made Dandara. And Hugh down here. This one, Hugh. This is where we got started on. This was showing me my games. Hugh was another game that was made by someone from my film. Semblance, that game is in my film. They make it in the film. So, and we've got like 16 others. It's just a really cool thing that I was part of. It's a real shame that I don't share. But we'll share it. And now I've got to go and walk the dog, because obviously you heard him barking a minute ago. What have we done? An hour and 40, and made me feel better. Thank you. You've made me feel better. Look for this coming week, Mental Health Monday, Art History, and then hopefully, as we get to the end of the week, capital K, you will be the first inductee into the Puki Ganji Warrior crew with your own ASMR interactive video. Hopefully we can get up to that. And if it goes well, then we'll continue in that vein. So thank you. You be good, my little pukas. You be good.